you see her distress. It's a storm cloud gathering in the quiet architecture of her face. A problem, sharp and clear, has surfaced from the depths, and you, the architect of solutions, the fixer of broken things, feel a familiar pull, a purpose. Your mind ignites, a flurry of blueprints and calculations. You believe this is your role, your duty, to slay the dragon, to pave the road, to offer the perfect, logical, unimpeachable answer. So you present it to her, a gift, a meticulously crafted key to her cage, and you wait for the relief, the gratitude, the admiration. But it never comes. Instead, a new storm gathers, colder, more distant. The problem you solved was merely a decoy. The true test was not in the question she asked, but in the silence that followed. And you have just failed spectacularly. You replay the scene in the broken theater of your mind. Your logic was flawless, your intention pure. So why does this feel like a betrayal? You start to believe she is the puzzle, an unsolvable riddle wrapped in chaos. You think she is irrational, illogical. You are wrong. This is not about chaos. This is about a language older than words. A communication happening on a frequency your logic cannot tune into. Her problem is not a request for a blueprint. It's an invitation. It is a key she is offering you, a key to her inner world. When you rush to solve the surface-level issue, you are, in essence, refusing that invitation. You are slamming the door she just cracked open. You are communicating. In the clearest possible terms, your emotional world is an inconvenience. My logic is the cure. This is not an accident. It is a psychological test, a submission test. But the test is not for her to submit to you. It's for you to submit to the moment, to the emotion. She isn't testing your competence. She is testing your capacity to hold space, to be present in her storm without needing to calm the winds. Masculine energy naturally builds systems. It solves, organizes, and conquers. This is its gift and its curse. When confronted with the chaos of feminine emotion, its first instinct is to contain it, to structure it, to solve it into non-existence. Think of a time she came to you, her day in ruins, a conflict at work, a betrayal by a friend. The story tumbled out, tangled and emotional. The facts were secondary to the feeling, the injustice, the hurt. And what did you do? You heard problem. You unsheathed your sword of logic. You should have said this. Here's a 3-step plan. I'll draft an email for you. You were so proud of your fortress of reason. You saw it as a grand gesture of protection, a monument to your care. She saw it as a prison, a beautiful, well-constructed prison that invalidated every single thing she was feeling. Her message was, I am hurting. Be with me in this feeling. Your reply was, your feeling is wrong. Let me erase it. You don't understand that your solution is a subtle act of condescension. It positions you as the master, the teacher, the adult, and it positions her as the student, the child, the broken thing to be fixed by your superior intellect. This dynamic is the silent killer of attraction. Polarity withers. The sacred dance of masculine and feminine becomes a sterile lecture. Here is the truth you've been blind to. She doesn't want you to solve her problem because, most of the time, she already knows the solution. She is not weak. She is not lost. She is processing. She is moving through the emotional landscape of the issue. What she needs is not a map from you. She needs a companion. Someone strong enough to walk with her through the dark forest without trying to chop down all the trees. Your obsessive need to fix things doesn't come from a place of pure altruism. Be honest with yourself. It comes from your own discomfort. Her pain makes you uncomfortable. Her chaos makes you feel out of control. Your solution is not for her. It is for you. It's a desperate attempt to restore your own sense of order and control. This is the great transformation. The shift from boy to man. The boy tries to stop the rain. The man learns to dance in it. So what do you do instead? You listen. But not just with your ears. You listen with your entire being. When she speaks, you do not hunt for the problem. You listen for the feeling beneath the words, the music behind the lyrics. You ask questions, not to gather data for a solution, But to deepen your understanding of her experience, how did that make you feel? What's the hardest part for you? These are not questions for a strategist. They are questions for a priest, a confidant. You validate her emotion. You don't have to agree with the logic of it. You simply have to acknowledge that the feeling is real. I understand why you would feel that way. That sounds incredibly frustrating. This is the balm she seeks. Not a cure, but a witness. This is the submission. You submit your ego. You submit your need to be right. You submit your discomfort. In doing so, you create a space of profound safety, a sanctuary. In that sanctuary, she can solve her own problem. Or more often than not, the problem dissolves on its own, because it was never the real issue. The real issue was a feeling of being alone in the storm. Stop trying to be her hero. She doesn't need one. Be her harbor, the place she can anchor her ship, no matter how battered by the sea. This is the deepest trust. This is the ultimate attraction. The man who is strong enough to do nothing but be present is stronger than any man who can only offer a plan.